Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, and welcome to Path of Exile 2, where I'm just about to make a Druid, and we will be,
Primal Druid,
where we're going to be a
man torn between
Plantomancer.
two worlds. But our forests have no place for another of your kind. Let the great wolf hear your final remarks.
So prepare yourselves for plenty of leave me alone, brigands, and other plant-related
Get to him! Get
jokes.
down the Druid!
Seems that Raxx not done with me yet.
Okay. Yep, Plantomancer.
By the first ones! You're alive! I'm glad to see another living soul.
Oh, I've got problems of my own to tend.
What? You just leave me to die?
Ah, nay, lad. Now speak. What befell ye?
Oh, first ones bless you. The miller went off to warn Clearfell about a strange sickness plaguing our men. I was fixing to go after him, until that bloody thing got to me first. Now, all those who drowned in the flooding, suddenly they ain't so dead no more. I would appreciate it if you could... Reach Clearfell. Find the miller.
Not natural, this. Air's gone sour.
You mean the dead coming back to life and eating people isn't natural? Well observed. I can tell that you were top of your class in Druid school. Okay, so there is a glaring elephant in the room that I would like to take a couple of minutes to address. And I try to do this at the beginning of every series that I run. And you can check back on my Rumble series. I've done it in my Diablo 2 series and my Diablo 4 series. I try to address this
Still waits within.
to offset anybody being smart, funny, or having any questions. A couple of years ago,
Not beast, but both.
I had a massive accident and I got bent in ways that human beings shouldn't get bent in. I broke my jaw in 6 places, my palate was snapped in half, collapsed into my mouth. I spent 6 months with titanium scaffolding in my face, making sure everything stayed where it should be. I ended up with internal problems with my spleen and my gallbladder, my liver and my pancreas, and when they started teaching me to speak properly, they found out that I had cancer. So then everything went on hold until the cancer was dealt with. And once the cancer was dealt with, which took about a year, a couple of operations after that, they then started working on my speech therapy again. So it was suggested to me that doing something like this might be
Familiar somehow.
helpful from a speech therapy perspective. And that's one of the reasons why I set up my channels, so that I could actually do some speaking, meaningful speaking during the day and every day, and do so from a random perspective. So I'm on a huge amount of different muscle relaxants and antispasmodics and pain relief that just slows me down, slows my speech down, slows my reactions down. So I apologize if I sound like I'm drunk sometimes. I promise you I'm not. I know I sound like I've had too much gin and not enough tonic, but it's really just a combination of muscle relaxant and pain relief. And I hope that answers any questions anybody might have about the strange way that I have of talking, and the fact that sometimes I need to take a break. Very often in the middle of a sentence, I'll break for a little while and then get back to it. And I know it's not always easy to listen to, so my apologies to you. I am getting better. I am getting better, and I am practicing every single day. I have something like 60 videos over on Rumble, and I am getting better every single day. So, thank you for listening, and thank you for not being a dick about it.
Breathing. That's a start. Sleep now. Whatever.
Class-specific loot, I see.
This is no stronghold. Wouldn't he stand up to a stiff breeze?
Renly's the name. You're skilled with the violence, if what you did out there in the riverbanks is any sign. Another refugee from the Count's justice, I take
The
it.
violence and the
Well, have
anger.
no fear. This place is something of a hideaway for many of us now, and we could sorely use your skills in these dark times. I'll smith for you what I can, if you're willing to bend your violence toward our defense.
Yeah, my violence can be quite bendy.
There's a beast of particular dark power stalking us out in the felling. It moves unseen under the dirt and attacks without warning. We can't leave the walls to find food, and I've been unable to corner and slay the beast myself. Now, if you could channel your violence against this devourer, as Finn calls it.
Yeah, I'll do that for you.
It's a shame what happened to old Brannock. He was a kind man in life. Oh, he tried to batter his way in for 5 full days once he rose again. Well, we thought we were done for. But then you came along, and I'm glad you did.
Well, I'm glad you're glad.
This part of Farrell has been a fair home for many an Esomite generation. The clans didn't always get along, but we had to settle our feuds when the Eternals laid their savage boot upon us. We weren't able to take part in the Bloody Flowers Rebellion, but we had our share of conflict with them here. Their ruins run over the top of ours, fighting a silent war in stone.
Yeah, but they were jeweled boots, though. So there is that.
Well, this place was never meant to house this many people, especially not the sick and injured. but there's nowhere else to go.
Hello, Una.
The monsters creeping out of the forest keep us locked within these wooden walls, and the Count's tyranny
I wouldn't
has
go
made
that far.
outlaws of everyone here. So nobody's coming to save us. I don't have the heart to tell the others I don't see a way to survive this. I put on a brave face, but it's the truth. Anything take your fancy?
I am Una. I can only assume your presence here is a sign that the first ones have taken notice of our dire plight. The very land cries out in pain, and you may be just the man we need.
I'll
All
tell
this
you what,
began
if I'm the
night
man you
Count
need,
Gino took his most
you're in a
loyal
lot bigger
men
trouble
into the
than you
grill.
realize.
After he returned, a madness grew in him. Something happened out there. Please, I beg of you, travel into the forest and begin your search. There must be some clue as to what took place. I fear this land's sickness will only deepen unless we do something. Hope is the only thing we have now, but it's in short supply.
Well, let's try and get you a little bit more of it then, shall we?
I've collected these over time. It's beautiful.
Right then, straight at it, I reckon.
Stay safe.
Get
If
out
you
into
can.
Clearfill.
She wears her sorrow. Mortal fool! Nature's grasp!
Now, those witches can hurt. They do this silly little red circle on the floor that you don't always see until it's too late.
I should give the poor lad a hand.
Thanks for the help.
You're welcome.
Name's
want-
Pharaoh. I'm far from home, but these lands are even more unwelcoming than I expected.
Yeah.
Aye. Couldn't you have picked a worse time to visit? For you and me both. What brings you this way, anyway?
Runes, inscriptions, etched into remnants from ancient times. For whatever reason, they burn brighter in all this bedlam. Now, a smith I may have been back home, but I'm no clansman, no warrior. Perhaps we can aid each other.
Think I know how this goes. I keep the beasties off your back while you find what you're looking for.
That's about right. But you'll also reap rewards from the knowledge we uncover. Speaking of, let's investigate that remnant. Ah, a formidable inscription. But we can add to it. Combinations of inscriptions react to the will of the inscriber. Look here.
Are you kidding? I was just being chased by an octopus. Did you see that? I was being chased by an octopus.
That was impressive. The Verisium in that remnant was mighty powerful. You did well. Now, I've traveled to Ogden because I'm researching the origins of my craft. Some Ezamites would say rune shapes were simply brought to us by the first ones. But I reckon there's more to the tale.
Wish I could tell you one way or the other. Just so happens my memory's not as sharp as it once was. Now, what else do you need from me?
Help me in my research, and I'll do what I can to aid in your undertakings. Seek out more remnants like this one. It'll be worth your while. Good on you.
So we've got octopuses now wandering around the forests of Farrell.
I have received reports of a number of villagers hiding at the Clearfell logging site. Travel there and convey my order to return. Anyone refusing my authority should be considered a traitor and a criminal. Deal with them as you see fit, but bring their bodies back to the manor.
Oh, what a lovely singing voice you have, madam. Would you like to be introduced to my pet plant? His name's Robert. And he does like to wrap himself around old ladies.
Remember how to fight.
Killing old ladies in the woods. That's my speciality.
Nature's fury.
Sorry, these are just some odds and ends of mine.
I think turning chat off is the first thing that you do in any game. Most of it is absolutely depressing.
Tunnels of mud and filth. Aye, this reeks of the Devourer's lair.
Aye, so it does. As you'll be aware, this is the new season of Path of Exile 2. It also corresponds with the release of what they're calling the largest ever Path of Exile release. The patch notes are significant, and an overview of patch 0.5. Basically, there's a new league in crafting. The league centers on remnants and the runes of Alder crafting. Players use Verisium to forge Runic Ward, a new defense type that activates at 1 life, and craft unique modifiers via alloy and flux items. 13 ancient runes and 23 Kalguran skills are newly craftable. There's been an endgame overhaul. The Atlas passive tree now has over 300 nodes and can be fully allocated without respecialization. New hubs include the Monastery of the Keepers, the Withered Willow, and the Ruins of Kingsmarch. New pinnacle bosses include the Arbiter of Divinity and Varun. Key balance changes include the energy shield recovery rates were significantly nerfed across the board. Leech is now limited to 1 instance at a time with a 40,000 damage cap for calculation. Totems now require 75 spirit reservation each and have removed free cast traits. Minion damage against non-unique enemies increased by 25 to 35% due to a bug fix. Shock Conduction 2 was removed and the Recombinator mechanic was disabled. Quality of Life added a dedicated dodge roll keybind, top-down camera for hideout editing on controllers, and improved clarity performance for Acts 1 to 3.
That's heavy enough already.
World maps. Fate of the Vaal was added to the core game with new infusers and temple upgrades.
Soulless wretch!
Indeed, soulless wretch. So what's this series about? Well, what I aim to do in this series is to get to obviously the max level, go through all the content that I possibly can at least. Obviously I might not be able to get it all the content, but at least most of the content that I can get to. At least to show people the new content and the new additions that they've brought in, the new mechanics and all that jazz, and to get up to, to a decent level on the maps where I feel that my toon has evolved to the point where I'm satisfied with the progress, and that any more progress really is just going to be piling in time for the sake of it. So I'm looking probably at about a 35 to 40 episode series, and if you see my Diablo 4 content, that series is typically 1.5 to 2 hours long per episode, so we should be looking at about 80 hours of gameplay videos through which you should understand most of the new mechanics and all of the new content. That's the aim, and I hope that I will be able to cover all of that for you and show this wonderful game off as best I possibly can. Thanks. Usually more in the hatchery, isn't there? Okay. Let's head over to the Vile Nest. Oh, we haven't been down here yet.
You'll not harm another soul. You've gorged on the good folk of Clairfell long enough. A druid knows to travel light.
Well, that's him done. And let's see what the good folk of Clearfell will give us for getting rid of that ick.
finally! Took down the Devourer, did you? Oh, that's incredible! This is the first real success we've had against the darkness. We can breathe a bit easier now, perhaps even go out and gather food. Now, this won't cover our debt to you, not nearly. But take it as thanks.
See, that's what a bit of gratitude is about. Not like, oh, did you have to do it, like.
Bad enough I have all these folks to protect. I've been worried sick about my son ever since the Count's men arrested him. I was hoping you might have seen him when you were in their custody. He's a big lad, but you can't miss him because, well, he's not from around here. I found him washed up on the riverbanks when he was just a child, a Karoi foundling, perhaps lost by some raiding party. Nobody ever came for him, though. Every day here in Clearfell, I keep my eyes on the river, hoping he'll miraculously wash up on its lonely sands just one more time. What would you like?
I'd like to not talk about people washing up on riverbanks, please. If that's alright with you, weird man. Back out into the spooky woods.
Abominations!
Because everything's respawned. Everything's respawned.
Nature's grasp! Nature's grasp! Wild This being feels ancient. What binds them here?
What happened here? This shade, is it still alive?
I know, it was like that when I got here.
Perhaps it can give us the answers we seek. Only the Count's sword has the power to bind souls to the tree like this. We must free it somehow. To release that being from the Tree of Souls, we'll need more than simply cutting his rope. The ancient runes that imbue the Count's blade created the binding, and only ancient runes can break it. There is a battlefield not far from here that runs red with rust, where the weapons and armor of countless Ezamites still remain. We call it the Red Veil. You should search the area. There may still be power in some of those centuries-old relics. Renly will know how to forge them. Bring the runes to him, and then, perhaps, we shall find some answers. I'll wait here. The old magics will protect me.
By decree of the Count of Ogden, those condemned to hang from these branches are to be left until their hearts no longer beat, their lungs no longer fill with air, and their flesh is no longer warm. In death, you are not forgiven. Your souls will remain trapped here by this ancient moor of maligned wood, and the grove will be forever denied you. Rot here in the Grellwood for all time, and good riddance.
Sounds like an angry man. The hooded one. Just hanging about. Hanging about. Did you see what I did there? Hanging about.
Nature's fury! Wild behold!
That went a bit better.
The home to magic's most foul. One less curse upon this land.
Oh, we do like a curse. We do like a curse. Aye, we do. What do they say? Never trust an elf. And that was my best and only Gimli impression. But this forest is full of things that jump out and try and nibble on your kneecaps. Makes you wonder what's happening to your council tax. You know what I mean? What's going on with the council tax if, you know, you go for a wander in the forest? It's full of werewolves and goblins.
Drunks and scare ye!
And you're like, hang on a minute, where's the night watch? Where's the city watch? Keeping everything nice and safe. What's going on with my taxes?
is cut out, root and stem.
And that's what you need to do sometimes. No mercy.
Wild spawn!
Now, if I remember right from where we were before, the red veil is down here. I think. Yep. There we go. Come along, monsters.
So
You
much
can.
blood spilled here, the earth still bleeds. Nature's grasp! A druid knows to travel light.
I just looked to see what a huge amount
Till
of
next
money
time.
I've got, like $300. Yeah, might as well have a sign on the door saying you can't afford anything. Go away, broke boy.
If you're a broke boy, just say so.
Sorry, that was my best Pokemon impression.
Monstrous wretch! Run and scare ye! There. Might find myself a home. dragged from their graves to die twice over.
Yeah, doesn't sound fair, really. They've done their duty. Don't need to do it twice. I should at this point explain to any new viewers, which is probably going to be a lot, as this is going to be the first one up on my YouTube channel, the way that I do things. I don't chirp and talk 24/7. If you want that kind of thing, go see Asmongold or Jarwoodle. I try to avoid talking over serious NPC narrative, and I try to avoid talking over storylines, and I try to avoid talking over major action points.
Be gone, foul creature!
My belief being that
Can
you
you
would
carry
much
any
rather
more?
hear the storyline that was developed by Grinding Gears Games than me prattle on about something stupid that it's just popped into my head.
Twisted thing! No peace to be had here, not even in death.
Nature's grasp! Monstrous wretch!
Cannot carry anymore.
Hello. I like to hold on to bits and pieces. Any that catch your eye? It's beautiful. I accept. It's beautiful. I accept.
I thought you might like it. It brings out the red in your eyes.
Bye.
Bye. Little weirdo.
Misshapen filth!
Misshapen filth. Wow. Wash your mouth out.
Raxx and stare you! There. Looks to be the last one. Rest now, if ye still can. I'm full up.
You have them. Stab them into the Runewood sights. Bye. Good. Now the
Whatever hides beneath that hood, time I looked it in the eye.
He's unconscious, but he's breathing. Though, this wound... We should take him back to Clearfell. He may be the only one who knows what truly happened out here. Stay safe, if you can. My mother's mother told me tales of this tree. Our ancestors used it to attract Fey spirits, until it was given a darker purpose under the Eternals. They would leave Ezamites strung up on the tree, alive, to starve, to be pecked at by birds. The Red Veil played host to the final and bloodiest battle of countless conflicts. It was in the heart of that veil that we fought for our freedom against the Eternals. We did win, in a sense, but the cost was far greater than anyone expected. Many generations of able-bodied men and women gave their lives to push off the boot of oppression. Ogham's clans haven't been the same since, even centuries on. Stay safe, if you can.
I heard you heading for the village. When I fled for my life, there was no time for me to grab all my smithing tools. If you do manage to reach my forge, you should find them and bring them here. I'll set up a bench and we can see about working on your equipment. If you find a pint out there, do bring it back. How can I help? Anything take your fancy? Till next time.
The wound. It should be fatal, but somehow he clings to life. I fear it will not be long until his song ends. He will never heal while the Count's binding still holds sway. Only by a Count's hand can this binding be released. I know an old tale, one that speaks of a ring we might be able to recover, buried 3 centuries ago in our ancient graveyard. A Count's signet ring, bearing his rune of authority. But how to reach it in time? The grim tangle. The overgrown sinkholes and gullies that run beneath Ogham can lead you there. The path is dangerous, but go back to the Grelwood. Find the entrance. We shall see if the spirits of this land still have the will to see you through. The graves of our people lie beneath the Eternal's tombs. Despite their best efforts to bury our legacy, we remain. Now they are gone, and we live on. This is the cycle of life as we have always known it. Everyone dies, but the clan endures, and the greatest glory an Ezomite can attain is to live on in a song or a poem. That is why we do not fight the wood and stone to reclaim our buried graves. And it is something the Eternals never understood. We don't need the graves. We still have the songs and the stories that matter. They could never take those from us.
The Grim Tangle.
These roots will nae budge for me.
If the Fae spirits are still watching, I believe they will help us. Please, wait a moment. The old magic still thrives. The way is open. Please, hurry.
The Dreocht heed her call. Roots and snare ye! fellow Druid. Not he as well. Please, brother. I only hope you'd do the same for me.
Yeah, I hope so too. Getting killed by mushrooms doesn't sound like fun, to be honest.
Damn the remnants! Take hold!
Nothing in the chest. That's nice. Come all this way. Surrounded by all this bloody pollen. Is it pollen from mushrooms? Mycelium?
Pharaoh will want to look at these. Begone, foul creature! I'm full of. I'm full of.
What's this, then? These inscriptions. I've never laid eyes on them before. Give me a moment. Blimey!
Well now, I see why you're so taken by these runes.
The energy from the runestone seems to have moved on. What's more, I'm picking up others in the region. If we find more like this, then I might be able to pinpoint where the energy got to. Keep up the search.
The wilds take hold! Damn remnants!
Quickly! My family has been abducted! That bastard tyrant Praetor Draven! He's taken my family hostage! They're being held somewhere beyond these gates. I never thought he would stoop this low. I sent for reinforcements, but it's been so long. I must get through the gate. The keys! Where are the blasted keys? I believe those cowards took them.
Well, we make a fine pair. Half a memory between us.
Well, don't just stand there. Get on with it.
Yeah, okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, aliens and humans. That, I think, is where I'm going to leave this particular episode today. What have we done? Got through, right the way through to the graveyard. And next time we'll do the Praetor and his girlfriend. And unfortunately, we'll put this sad gentleman to sleep. And we'll move on from there. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. It's been very kind of you, and I will see you tomorrow.